All right, guys, after 2 very hot summers at running this AC unit at nearly max the entire time, I've had absolutely 0 issues with this AC unit. This apartment that we live in is 700 square feet, and it does a really good job as far as the coverage goes, keeping it cool in here as long as the heat isn't sustained with 90s or above, and it actually cools down at night. If it's still hot at night and it's in the upper 80s, 90s, it's kind of hard for this thing to keep up. And of course, this is rated at 400 square feet, and our place is about 700 square feet. So we're pushing the limits of it, and under most conditions it does well, but when it's ridiculously hot, it really does test what this can do, test its ceiling. Ideally, I would have 2 of these and it would be amazing, but we don't have space or budget for that at this time. As far as assembly goes, it's pretty darn straightforward. All you have to do is push the hose in the hole, twist it, snap it in, and you set the screw on the window to the height of your window, and you seal it in. One thing, or a few things actually, that I wanted to do to make the seal that much better, to make this more efficient, was I added weather stripping around the perimeter and in the gaps of the window insert. What I also did was add duct tape in the spots where the weather stripping worked, but it still wasn't perfect. So I added that extra coverage for extra efficiency, and it has really paid off. I am glad I did that. And you can, at least I did, I added it in a way that it wasn't too unesthetically pleasing. It looks good, in other words. And a lot of it's covered up. I've got a blackout curtain that also keeps the room that I have this in from greenhousing. That really, really helps quite a bit. The other thing that I highly recommend doing is adding thermal shield wrap around the hose that goes from the unit to the window. What that does is it helps keep heat from escaping from that tube, from the hose, before it gets to the window outside. So that is a very, very good thing that I highly recommend doing. As far as maintenance goes, I've only had to empty out the moisture, the water, if you will, that it stores in its reservoir twice. And like I said earlier in the video, we have run this thing hard. I'm talking hard for 2 summers in a row, and we've had 2 unseasonably hot summers in a row, especially the first year we had this. Ridiculously hot, guys. My approach to draining this thing has been carefully placing it in the bathtub and then unscrewing the little valve on the back of it. Now, if you wait too long before you empty it, you can literally just tip the unit over and water will spill out. That's not recommended. You want to empty out through the reservoir valve before you get to that point. That's definitely a maintenance thing. And technically I probably should have emptied it 3 times, but it's been rock solid. It's been great. And if you're wondering, would I buy this again? Absolutely. I would 100% buy this again, and will likely buy another one when we purchase a home with more square footage that we've got to cover. With all that being said, check the links in the description, and GB Linden out.